Hey, Eilin, how are you?
Hi there, I'm doing really good. Thanks very much.
Yes. I'm seeing you all over. Probably you're doing your job right because you're accessible to all these fintechs in your region, other regions, and of course, Visa is a leader. But before we dive into the Nordic ecosystem and tons of questions that I have for you, maybe a little bit about yourself. Give us the background.
That was a wonderful introduction, by the way, Nair. I'm
Thank you.
super excited to be here at the summit. It's a great way for fintechs to meet one another and for us to all connect. So a little about me, I'm Eilin and I am Norwegian. I'm based in Oslo. I guess you can see the beautiful sun behind me here. I'm working from home. I've been within the payments industry for nearly 20 years now. When I initially started, the payment industry was mostly for payment geeks, but obviously now payment is on top of mind amongst all senior management committees, etc. So it's super exciting days. I've been within banks, I've been within payment companies,
Wow.
and now obviously I am working for Visa, which is truly amazing. I've been here for 2.5 years now.
Wow. And so your team is doing a lot of partnerships, a lot of stuff. I've recently saw something about VIPs, right?
That's right. Yeah. So my current role in Visa is within Visa's real-time payments team, and I'm partnership lead within this team for Europe. And yes, you're absolutely right. Only a couple of weeks back, we announced a strategic partnership with the Norwegian wallet VIPs. So VIPs is actually the wallet in Europe with the highest usage amongst its users. It's a Norwegian wallet and it's owned by 115 banks in Norway. And now we are ready to take their capabilities and go-to-market know-how out to the rest of Europe, to clients and partners that wish to launch their own white labeled wallet solution.
Wow. And this is just one example. I mean, we talk a lot about cashless payments and of course COVID. What do you see? What are the recent trends that Visa can play a big role in and provide these solutions to these fintechs? How can Visa take it to the mass scale, public?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've been around for 60 plus years now, and we've always looked to give consumers and businesses the best possible payment experience. And we've seen now, you mentioned COVID-19, we've seen a further acceleration of digital payments and the need for it across Europe. And it's not just seen as a convenient thing any longer, but more of a necessity in order for people to be able to purchase online during lockdowns for groceries, etc. And obviously also to be able to purchase contactless in stores. But in Europe, we see that 1/3 of the retail payments are still done in cash. So there is a lot of cash left in Europe. But yes, one of the effects of COVID-19 is a intensification of the digitization of payments, something that we've worked on for so long, but now there is a boost there. So.
Wow. And you and your team are doing the Nordic region, or how is it like set? If fintechs are watching you right now and they want to approach, what is your responsibility?
So my responsibility is European. So not just limited to the Nordics, even though I am based here in the Nordics, but geography isn't as important any longer as such. And Visa works with fintechs all across the globe in every single countries. And fintechs are of extreme importance to us. We've also had a fast track fintech program recently, which has really speeded up the onboarding time for fintechs. to access our network and to access our capabilities. So we've gone from months to weeks of onboarding of fintechs. So we work with all the wide range of fintechs, and we do co-creation with them in our innovation centers, and obviously we partner with them, and we do acquisitions and everything really. And we always look to partner with the best in class. And I'm amazed to see the thriving environment within the fintech space all across the globe nowadays. It's super exciting to follow and to work with the fintechs.
My personal view, you know, I'm like a fintech geek, you can say. You know, I have these bank accounts in all these new neobanks, and I'm testing all the features. And here in the summit, we have Curve, and we have Revolut, and we have others. And I really see Visa a lot. Like, I really see the leadership of Visa, and I feel like a good vibe from all of you. Something is going on. I don't necessarily say I saw that in the past years, but I think that something is changing, and Visa is more approachable. It's out there, played, right? And
yes,
tell us a little bit about what's going on in this global company. What is, like, on a bigger perspective?
Yeah, so Visa has gone from having a closed network to open up. So we have opened up, we have open APIs from which fintechs and other parties can mix and match and innovate on top of. So we've really unbundled. So fintechs may access our payment network or our value-added services. And we are eager to explore new technology. We're eager to explore new customer proposition, new business propositions. And we're definitely having, as you're saying, such a good vibe. And things are going really, really well. And it's super exciting times for payments, and also for Visa and the partnerships we're having.
I want to, of course, ask you about maybe virtual cards and all kinds of things like this that I'm seeing. Even the cards themselves, I'm seeing like a lot of companies invest in the cards and how they look, right? The material of the card, so it will be sustainable and and environment friendly. I'm seeing also cards starting to be like without numbers and stuff. What can you tell us about new sorts of ways of paying? Of course, we have Google Pay and Apple Pay and stuff like that. What's going on with these trends? Like, let's say virtual cards, for example.
Yeah, so there is, as you say, so much going on within that particular space, and there are so many different form factors. So obviously you may now be able to pay with your phone or your ring or your watch or any connected devices. But people really love the plastic. So, so I think the plastic will exist for quite a while longer. But definitely that we are making use of all connected devices more and more, and tokenizations of payments, etc. So lots of developments going on within this space, and obviously the payment space as such is fragmented, given that there are so many different ways in which to pay and be paid, and we see our role as probably more important than ever, with what we bring to the table being the trusted brand, the security aspects, the global reach, and all of that, from which, as mentioned, fintechs can innovate on top of. And for example, within cryptocurrency, it's interesting to see the cryptocurrency platforms that are offering their customers to pay with crypto and doing the conversion to fiat themselves within their app. So that's just one example of some of the fascinating developments that we're seeing on how we can deliver value to fintechs and to their propositions.
Unbelievable, opportunities here, like endless, right? Because you also know the Nordic market, I know you're very and the Nordic market, I guess, knows you, because I've been talking to some of the fintechs and all knew you, so that's good. What can you tell me about the fintechs in the Nordic market? Because I'm seeing a lot coming from there, and I want to understand a little bit about even the consumers, even like what's going on there that drives so much attention.
Yeah, so the Nordics are really tech savvy, and we have always been early adopters of new technology. So the Nordic region has been seen as one of the most advanced payments regions in the world. But that's not because we are tech savvy and early adopters of new technology. It's not only that, it's also due to the collaboration amongst all the stakeholders in this ecosystem. So the banks, the regulatory bodies, and every party, in order to secure common infrastructure from which everyone can access. So that ubiquity and reach and user experience based on that has been absolutely key to digitize the Nordics as well. And there is hardly any cash left in this region of the world. My kids, 12 and 14-year-old, have never really had any cash in their pockets. They've always used the Vipps application, which I mentioned from Norway, but obviously we have Swish in Sweden, and we have mobile pay in Denmark. And these wallets started off with the P2P use cases. And because that was really where the cash was left in the Nordic society. It was amongst P2Ps, and perhaps also the cash that was left within flea markets, etc. But that use case has really uncovered and unlocked the potentials for additional use cases, such as now being used in-store, e-com, etc. So yes, it's an advanced region, and the fintech environment in the Nordics is really thriving. And it's been fascinating to watch it for quite a few years now. And I must admit that I'm quite proud coming from the Nordics, because the Nordics is so advanced within payments, particularly.
Because you've been there for a couple of years, and you know like how advanced it got, like the way that that these fintechs did. Even on this summit, we have the Nordic API, we have Lunar, right? Lunar is from Denmark.
Denmark, yeah.
Amazing companies and amazing achievement that they have. It drove a lot of my focus in this summit, because we basically we are called fintech nations, you know, and the whole idea is to build these fintech bridges between the nations. And I see so many good companies coming from that region. So it drove my curiosity to know how popular are these payment apps over there. And you mentioned your kids.
Yeah, absolutely. So these mobile wallets have a market penetration in each of their countries of around 80%. Wow. So that's quite amazing. And to give you a fun fact, I think it's quite interesting that the Vipps application actually scores amongst the young in Norway as the #1 brand, even above Snapchat. And given that it is a financial application after all, that's pretty cool. So they've done something really good in terms of their marketing and branding as well. So it's considered cool to be using the Vipps application. So no one ever talks about cash any longer. It's all about the mobilization of payments.
Tell me about something that you remember from the past year that was significant to you in Visa, maybe a partnership, maybe I know Vipps, and something that happened before, even before COVID, that you remember that was important, strategic, that you want to share?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think within the space of real-time payments, it's obviously such a major focus in most countries, most developed countries around the world. And in order to boost the traffic and the volumes onto the real-time payments clearing and settlement platforms, we add applications on top of it, right? So one of these applications is request to pay. So where the consumer receives a request to pay from whether it's a biller or whether it's a merchant. And then the consumer has this great flexibility in terms of deciding to pay now or pay later, split the bills between friends or whatever. And we did a request to pay pilot in the UK using Pay.UK's specifications. We worked really closely with them on this. And that's something that has been really, really exciting over the past year as well, and something that we look to investigate further. So I think the potentials of request to pay being such a flexible payment method is something to look out for.
Amazing. Before we end, I wanted to ask also about other markets that you look into. You know, we have Singapore here, we have Hong Kong here, we have, you know, I'm from Israel, and we just have a peace agreement with the UAE and the Emirates, you know, and they have a lot of potential over there. What other markets and stuff that you're seeing outside, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. So much of this is global trends. So I mentioned real-time payments, and also obviously the flexibility for consumers to transact using their mobile phones or any other connected device. And so these are definitely global trends. And that's why it's so cool that you at this summit have attendees from all around the world. So we're all in the same boat. We're all looking to enhance that user experience of payments and make it even more secure, more reachable, etc. So yeah.
Amazing. How can people follow you, connect you, learn about the newest programs of Visa?
Yeah, please do connect with me on LinkedIn so we can stay in touch there until we can meet face to face in some time. And also obviously always visa.com. And please do reach out to our local Visa teams who are all across the world ready to work with fintechs.
Amazing. I love this approach. I think this is what makes you stand, because I got to know about you because of these global events that you attend, and you share the information, and you're happy to provide the access to Visa, and your colleagues are also very supportive. You know, all of you are like a dream team. That's what I see from the outside. And they're probably also watching us. So thank you very, very much. And I want to have an interview again on the next summit.
Oh, please do. Absolutely. I would love to come back. So thanks very much for a great chat, and good luck to everyone. And yes, do connect with me on LinkedIn.
Amazing. Thank you. And have a good day over there.
Oh, you too. All of you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.